until the point where they both had to deal with bad tires. So even though they're close to finish, well, I don't think it will happen, but we see surprises all the time in this race.
Speed Company Racing is so close now with that 5-minute lead over the yellow jerseys. Even then they might be able to run themselves home, as the chase for second place on the stage is red hot with Santa Cruz, Maxime Marot and Keegan Svensson, and Nino Schertren last four-star on these trails through Val de Vie, the lifestyle estate, where the 2022 Absa Epic is finishing with the grand finale.
Well, just they haven't got a visual on the marauding Speed Company Racing, so that's always an advantage where you can see the riders in front, that there is no such luck for these teams, and here will be left out ready to fight out for the final two spots on the podium. Still a prestigious thing to be able to stand on the podium at the grand finale with that great prize of Statesman, and of course overall looks like very much like it's going to go to Speed Company Racing. Exciting finale here at the Absa Epic.
Well, these four riders, those three of them spend a lot of time riding over in this part of the world over the years and know the terrain, know the trails, have an idea for what to expect. Gail Eggert and Lucas Down came here and they've ridden the entire week pretty much blind. They know who they hadn't built the Absa Epic into their year's program. Really, it was a hope maybe if we could get the money together and sponsors together, and they picked up a camper van at the airport and have been living in that with Lucas there, and here they are riding the final 2 kilometers of this journey that has risen them into glory. They really are just untouchable today, and in the end, untouchable this week.
So it's always great to see such exciting racing at the Absa Epic, and I would hesitate to say the phrase ignorance is bliss for this team, but without focusing too much on the ignorance part, they came into the race with a little unknown quantity and made themselves known very quickly in the prologue. They got a second spot in the prologue. They were brash. They said they made their intentions very clear that they were here to take over. And so some of the things might have been a little bit cynical about that point, but they lived up to it. There's no doubt that they have done up a little bit here at the Absa Epic. It's all things have not gone according to convention at all. This is the closest we've seen going into the stage, and this is the first time ever that we've seen the overall being really being taken over on the stage. The Speed Company Racing riders have never worn the yellow jerseys, and they look very likely to be wearing them after the stage, but not more than in the stage. Not in any of the stages, in fact, with the line second, third, fourth, they've moved around the general classification, and they've come good with their issues behind them. And when we say issues, those issues have been still at a very high level. If they've had issues, they've been still able to control the damage, which is what it's all about at the Absa Epic. They control the damage, and when they have been on a good day, they've really made it tough. They've won one stage already, and they look highly likely to win another if they can keep their bikes in one piece. They're certainly physical, they look certainly very strong, no doubt to how hard they're going, and how they've won the whole stage, really not that up to a second. And all it just comes down to is they can look after their bikes on the way to the finish.
Which is getting ever closer and closer, and they know that. Often remember, keep in mind that these two guys, if they've been riding into the stage, so-called blindly, they haven't had the chance to know that the gap that they was opening up on the Cannondale place, how big it was. So you will see a very exciting moment once we get to the finish line, and hopefully get information that we have been knowing all the time, that we get the event going out, and it's just been growing and growing.
Well, I can't wait to see their faces as they cross the line. They'll be celebrating to the stage when no doubt. The first thing they'll do, once they've done the fifth run, and once they've celebrated, they'll be looking up at the clock, and they'll be asking members of the supporters exactly how much time they were gaining throughout the day, and it'll be great to see it all on them as they realize that they have put in the performance of a lifetime. Again, for them, a career highlight, having won the grand finale and certainly putting themselves in contention to an overall, and it looks like if all stays as it is right now, they have all but won the overall general classification.
the story is Cannondale.
Remarkable. This is the first time that they're here at the race, and they all came together. I think it's 1 week or something before the race that they got the department funding to go here, and then they took off. Yeah, it's a really good race apart. It's quite
Absolutely. They're on the final couple of kilometres in the Cannondale estate, putting the finishing touches to this week and this incredible final day. No one can attest to what they're feeling now because no one has done this before. No one won the general classification on the final day. They didn't even get it. They were 2 minutes and 45 seconds behind the leader Chinese Northway, and they roll onto the banks of the polo field here with a lead that will ensure they will take the yellow jerseys. They don't really know that at this stage. As far as they're concerned, they are going to win their second stage at the 2022 Absa Epic. They will get across the line and then look at the clock as Neil said and wonder and hope and decide that it is all as it seems and that they will be told by their supporters. And they tried some support over the last week here. Having arrived here as relative unknowns. They did have some great results this year. We've got World Junior cross-country champion in this combination, Lucas Powell. But as marathon stage races, they arrived here with very little pedigree in terms of the Absa Epic to suggest that they would finish at the top of the podium. And they will roll off the first podium onto the second one going short, then come to the finish. Dale Vega and Lucas down with Garman and Stefan Son in their wheel has been taken along on an incredible ride today.
Oh, Stefan Son, I don't think he's witnessed the most exciting race we've seen yet at the Absa Epic. He was one of the duo. This was one of the second most exciting, you could say, arguably, race of the Absa Epic in 2007. So a great moment for Stefan to be able to see this in his fellow countrymen, the Germans, Egger and Baum, with Egger on the front. Clearly, the stronger partner today is hardly left the front, and he's been driving the pace since almost the very first kilometre as they left Stellenbosch. They just take a little bit of time to celebrate that they know they can't get 26. They don't actually know how much time they've gained on their rivals. So it'll be almost a fight going to the line, like a time trial. Something like an amazing record, like a time trial. But they'll definitely have to spend a little bit of time at a distance, but they won't get that traditional celebration that we've seen in the past with the yellow jerseys crossing the line. They have the virtual yellow jerseys as they run that final bench.
And coming in is Dale Vega and Lucas Baum, who will win the final stage of grand finale of the 2022 Absa Epic. The crowd are loving them. They've generated such interest and such following. They cannot believe it. They have won the grand finale. And as the clock ticks beyond the 2 minutes and 46 seconds, they will know they have won the Absa Epic in 2022. The celebrations at the moment are all new to this race to see what happens behind them. There's a race for second and third. That's Dale Vega and Lucas Baum, second stage win here. The most prestigious, perhaps the most meaningful of their entire career is one that will put them in the yellow jersey for 2023 the Absa Epic. And so we are going to welcome home very shortly the second and third teams. These two riders will join the adulation and ride away from their competitors on these very first climbs up the early ramps up the Simmelsberg Mountain. And can you believe these two lifelong friends from Germany are celebrating? This is the race for second place. Santa Cruz, Maxime Marot on the closest to Xiaomi on the far side, Keegan Svensson. And Nino Schurter just edges ahead, puts himself with Lars Porter as the fourth rider here. It's going to be a little bit of a battle. Porter just forces his way to the front, the European champion. And Schurter, the world champion. These guys are racers to their group races. Schurter goes round them in boom and onto the second half of the straight. And Russian Johnson digging deep. Schurter on the far side of the two men. We've got the aces here. And for what was the man sitting in the back there? And it looks like Nino Schurter and Lars Porter driving for the line. And they are going to take second place. Schurter after a subscribe third on the day of Santa Cruz, Maxime Ross. and Keegan Slayton. Congratulate the Speed Company Racing men on their job well done today, as the clock is ticking all the while. And 1 minute and 45 to these two, so another minute, and we'll see Dan Gega and Lucas really celebrate. They're waiting on the finish line, waiting to see the next team roll in to the finish here. And there they are, the yellow jerseys.
Fantastic sponsorship. We saw Nino shirt that just to congratulate. He knows what it means to win the race in the one in 2017 and 2019. But Edgar Farm will really be very much focused on celebrating, sure, but they're also going to look back at that clock. They'll probably be hearing from people around them that they had over 5 minute gap at the last time check. And they'll just be looking at that. They know they have a 2:45-minute deficit at the going into the stage. And just counting back, it'll be at some point they'll know very clearly that they've actually won the race.
But you don't believe anyone on the side of the road really until it really is apparent on the top.
True, you wanna confirm it yourself, but right now it's pretty easy. They just have to take the timing of the class finish out and keep something racing and add another 2 minutes and 45 seconds. And I am sure that we will hear a massive roar once the 2 minutes and 45 seconds have passed.
Well, actually, it's just had the laps right now. Over 3 minutes and a half since Speed Company Racing have crossed the line. So, yes, indeed, they have won the race in dramatic style in the very first time in African history. The general classification race has been won on the final stage.
Quite an extraordinary day of racing in the Absa Cape Epic, and an extraordinary week of racing, because this is the culmination of all that has gone before in the last 7 days of the Absa Cape Epic. The nip and tuck, the thrust and counter thrust, and the race, and it has just been remarkable how Gail Gallagher and Lucas Down have capitalised on their strength and their preparations and taken advantage of any weakness in the other teams at the right moment to make it count here. Cannondale and the Toyota 91 Specialized team are rolling in here. They'll be second and third on general classification. The defending race champion Matt Fields won a year ago with Jordan Saru. And Canyon Northway, well, Andreas Serval and Martin Stosek, third, but the second overall. A year ago, they didn't finish with the combination with Stosek having to withdraw after winning stage 3 with Andreas Serval, and they looked serious contenders in that race not a year ago, 5 months ago, but unfortunately Stosek taking ill. This year it is Serval who suffered over the last couple of days, and as a result they weren't able to defend the 2 minute and 45 second lead they had, and there is the disbelief on the faces of Gega and his partner Lucas Down, the winners of the 2022 Absa Cape Epic.
And absolutely, we saw the emotion on the faces of the Germans, and they realized that they had achieved the dream, the race of a lifetime. And all credit has to go to these two teams. They've brought the fight to the race, and certainly Andreas Serval has emptied himself on the stage. He's left nothing after, he took everything off the trail, left nothing left in the tank. It's clear that he has done absolutely his best. And credit to the German and to the Czech partner of his.
Well, the defending champion Matthew has got to the line second, at least on the stage here with Chris Evans. They're all able to defend the title. Their trade team won a year ago. Brave, they had the yellow jersey off the prologue, and then the team behind them took the yellow jerseys, but they weren't able to retain them through the Velvet V. On an unprecedented day of racing, it is Speed Company Racing, Gail Gega and Lucas Down who will raise the fights under the finish arch here at Down as champions in 2022 for Martin Stosek and his partner. It's disappointment, but glory for this pair of Germans as they celebrate as winners of the Absa Cape Epic in its 18th race, the 14th prepared to win the title here. What a week it has been for this girl. From Jeff Mine, the Cannondale right across the William Brady factory. Well, usually we see trade teams win this and all manner of riders, but that's Lucas Farm's father, who is their only support staff, and he just wants to go and celebrate with his son and his best friend, but he's had to wait a little bit. No one could quite believe it. A quite extraordinary performance by Lucas Down and Daniel Gega. Champions in 2022.
Well, as fans were treated to the closest to the most exciting race we've seen at the Absa Epic, and no disappointment going into the very final stage. And in fact, really, we only knew that that there was a real chance that Speed Company Racing would win it round about midway through this stage, which is normally, by convention, very late in the week, to be pretty much sure of who's going to be winning the stage. Normally we get a fair idea of who's on pole, where the racing dynamics lie, and absolutely kept getting all the way through as the Germans just went absolutely all in on the final stage. We knew that was going to happen from the beginning of the stage. We only had a 2-minute 45-second deficit, the closest ever we've seen going into the final stage. And also played for the Germans, and they didn't disappoint the crowd. Taken the overall race without ever having worn the yellow jersey.
Yeah, what a week. And it has been good for them, but also for us, the fans and spectators, just observing the way they approach this race. And just, driving zero slow, energetic and aggressive at the front. So it's spectacular, and I think there are a lot of good winners of this race.
In the end, 2 minutes and 3 seconds, and it will be the place at the start of the day. So this will change pretty likely as the downfall. But the key is the top three won't change. Adrian Barnes, Big Company Racing, the winners of the Absa Epic in 2022, and that's still the world champion and Scott in Japan in Norway. The over 11 to On their way to a victory in the Grand Finale here, because they seem to have got away from the 91 Songo Specialized pair of heavy batsmen with Pierre Gomez and Liverpool.
Well, a brilliant last section marks an important part for these two because it looks like they've really on a fantastic day off, and they have won one stage already very clever fashion as they position themselves brilliantly for that sprint finish that we all witnessed, and some tactical canniness. It's clear that they've made their move even earlier in the stage for that prestigious stage win.
And we know they still have to cover just round about 10 kilometers to the finish line. And it all comes down to how well can they work together as a team, and will they be able to maintain this gap that they have opened up. We have seen that someone like Haley Batten, when it comes to time running to the finish line, he has a massive engine. And the question is, if this team can match that engine, and will they be able to maintain the gap?
Well, that part's under the road, courtesy of these trails. It's a trail built on the railway line and on the road to afford the community opportunity to commute safely either on foot or by bike. And then now the Absa Epic Riders, the best riders in the world, exploring those trails, which is fantastic. The communities here benefiting, and the Absa Epic races.
Well, it's clear that this team here, the Basis Rotor team, Mariska Strauss and Cannondale, made a fantastic move on the Bavender Story Club. We don't have all the details as to what happened on the race, but it's very clear that Cannondale and Mariska Strauss are on a fantastic day. We're now with the third place women on the stage right now, and of course our overall general classification too is Pauline Frankenberg and Robin de Groot.
Here they are. Robin Groot and Pauline Frank for about 2 stages through the week, and the third place on general classification. Robin riding her final Absa Epic, and Pauline on the decorated races in all forms of the sports, riding her first.
And you see how this team has really flown over this week. We did not know each other before the race, and we actually only started to get to know each other once the race started. And it's a special situation to be in, because the way, the intensity of which, or the speed in which you kind of, get to learn each other is quite intense. And it's one of the things that is truly spectacular about this race. You grow together, the friendship grows together in a very fast rate in this race, because you see each other for so many, spend time together, so many hours every single day. You go through ups and downs, and you share a lot of emotions, and it's quite neat.
The sprint pace is rolling up 2 minutes and 28 here of 91 Songo Specialized. We're just leaving the field in this area, and they're going to turn under the road and railway line very, very shortly. So Basis Roller are looking like they are heading for a famous win on the Grand Finale here.
And this will be their first time they've won a stage together already, and all South African win, a historic South African win for these two. The first time in almost a decade and a half. Basis Roller looks to make history again in the Grand Finale, and with a 2 minutes and 30 gap, that looks pretty likely. They just need to keep their effort consistent, and of course keep their equipment in one piece and air in the tires. That's the most important thing right now for these teams. For this team, is what we see on the road right now, looking very much in contention for a prestigious win.
Yes, and these two, they will know this feedback of going into the final stage, and what it means to be able to go for a stage win on this stage. So they will not hold back at all.
Yeah, Cannondale has finished second 3 times on this stage, and so Mariska Strauss once before, but only recent times. Robin de Groot, a stage winner here in 2017 with Sabine Spitz. That day Strauss was second behind him. So this is a great moment for the South African pair. So much, there was quite a lot of expectation on them to perhaps win the overall, but after the 91 Sonder Specialized team that took control of their orange jerseys. They haven't really threatened. They were close on the stages, but on the general classification, they've not been really in the mix. But the stage win here, the final Grand Finale stage win to add to their early one this week will be some consolation for them.
Well, the team in blue, as we see up ahead, is a men's team, and they're all being briefed carefully by who will kindly asked them not to appear. They do. There was a great spirit within the race. It's unlikely that they would want to, because of course the fever pitch at the Grand Finale there, everyone knows how important this stage is to a professional rider, and certainly Mariska Strauss absolutely on the power right now. She knows exactly what it means to win today's stage. And Candace Lowe is letting it take a place that team really in sync throughout the week. We've seen fantastic camaraderie between the two of them. They are great friends, and they do ride for separate trade teams and during the year, but disappearing, especially for the Absa Cape Epic. And no doubt those dividends are paying off. All the hard work they've put in and all of that preparation is now coming to fruition. As we take a look back at the second place team on the stage, back the overall leaders on general classification, Toyota 91 Specialized, Sophia Leocon and Haley Batten. They had a 16-minute lead going into today's stage, so if that doesn't look too much on the threat, it's not exactly a carbon copy as we've seen in the men, and it's clear that they're happy just to bide their time and to keep rolling, because that overall lead is pretty comfortable, but nevertheless they'll want to keep the power down and to finish strongly for another podium spot on the stage for the Grand Finale.
Here we see the women's team navigating through the third river, managing to ride their way through. It's quite tricky to ride through deep water like this, first because of the rubber distance, but almost like the bike comes to a standstill, so there can also be rocks or something on the water that you can't really see clearly, but they are navigating their way through here in prime fashion.
Well, they are heading to the stage when behind them the 91 Songo Specialized pair of Haley Batten and Sophia Gomez in the left hand have dropped back 2 minutes and 28 when last we checked. They had 16 minutes in hand at the start of the day, so that is never going to be seriously threatened today, because over a 6-year period today it would have to take something a little more than riding power for that deficit to be wiped out. And for Haley Batten and Sophia Gomez first had an opportunity to savour their week. It has been an amazing week again for the trade team that has been the most dominant over the last decade of this event. 6 wins so far, and this will be the 7th in the last 8 years.
Yeah, true. And in a comparison to someone like the Speed Company Racing, you can't really compare the setups of the two teams. And also what we saw the Speed Company Racing talking about, that it felt quite special to come into this week with knowing, okay, we do not have anything like the support systems of the top or the more professional teams, and still coming here and winning is quite spectacular. But on the other hand, it also leaves almost a little bit of pressure on you, because if you're here with a huge setup, like so many people doing everything for you, you know, you need to perform.
Why didn't you win?
Exactly.
There were 3 people in their team and you couldn't beat them. That's what the questions that the big trade teams may be asking themselves.
Well, that's the beauty of the race, is that it's all about the disruptors, and disruptors throughout life, in fact, are what makes it all so interesting and so exciting. And just that rule book, that tradition that we've seen, all those essentially those learnings we've seen from historic Absa Cape Epics, all the chapters, the 17 chapters, the 18th chapter just turns everything on its head with the conventional wisdom having gained from watching all of these races unfold. And it'll be a very different analysis when we look next year at down the start list to see, to try and predict who will be the animators, who will be the winners. And it makes our job all much harder when we do our race predictions at the beginning of the week. We didn't have Speed Company Racing on our list at all, so that's our bad.
Well, absolutely, but they have been they've put some good results together early in the year. They won a couple of Cannondale won a big stage race in Europe and Spain earlier this year. And Lucas Brown was in the top 10 there as well, so the signs of it. But then there were other races as well who were at this event who also felt again. So they've manipulated, they've worked, they've planned, and I suppose it's that they haven't had the noise around it, if you like. They've just got on that, there's no focus on them, and they've drawn attention to themselves, no question about it, by painting themselves as the team to come and rip this race apart early on, and they had to live up to that. And not only did they live up to that, they surpassed that, I think. Meanwhile, faces voila, Candice Little on the front, a little flick of her head to say we're turning right here and we're going into this little single track section on Valda B. Mariska Strauss on her wheel on these trails around Valda B. They expand year on with new trails being built and being installed here. All part of the Valda B lifestyle estate. Good mountain bikers, trail runners, walkers, an opportunity to explore the area. But these two, Little and Strauss on their other stage winning performance here.
And both when we see them being so enthusiastic and animating throughout the race, they had a few issues on the way. Maybe if they hadn't worked, then we would see a different scenario now, where the different team is in comfortable lead with around 15 minutes.
Yeah.
If it weren't for those issues that this team had to go through, that's going to be a much more close race than what we've been experiencing.
Just before they went over this section here, one of the riders ahead of them, one of the male riders, just pulling over and letting them go through, which is good trail etiquette. They are on a mission to win the stage here, the women's category, Strauss and Lil, and didn't want to get in the way as they snake along the river trail. Lil and Strauss both have finished second on this stage before, but this will be a moment of great celebration for the pair.
Indeed, the build-up to this stage has been quite intense and long. They've been here before more times, riding for second position, and now they're fighting. So actually riding for a stage win on the grand finale. So that is something quite unique.
Absolutely.
We talked about the race being close in the men, and really was the story of the race, and just even the women's race has been pretty much wide open. Kept us guessing for a while. It was the imperious 91 Songo Specialized team that really started to show their dominance. Faces Road have been dicing them every day since stage 5. And clear that it was a close race. Going into the final, going into this morning's start, this was the second closest overall GC we've seen so far. The closest was 2016. And that was when Monica, you were riding with Ariane Rucci, and it was Jana Bellamoina, the Ukrainian rider, riding with Sabine Spitz, leading down the race.
It was quite intense in the end, because you feel that they were coming into great shape, and also they got more and more used to working together as a team, Sabine and Jana. And they felt a little serious pressure in the end. It was quite intense.
Yeah, they did like 3 fighters towards the end of that race and really did turn up the heat. Passing W hands at Valderie. Lil Strauss with the 91 Songo Specialized team some way back now. And this pair will move up onto the polo fields here at Valderie. 3 kilometers to go. Look over their shoulders, Candice Little. They won't know how close they are. They won't know what the motivation is. And Mariska Strauss just moves right up onto the wheel of Candice Little. And 2 preeminent cross-country races in South Africa over the last couple of years.
They've certainly been on the cross-country scene in the World Cup. They're also consistently placing the top 15, top 20. So clearly highly skilled riders. And just the obvious pairing that often in the World Cup they're placed within 1 or 2 places of each other. So it made perfect sense to pair up for the Africa Pacific. This would be the South African fans' best chance of an overall victory and overall stage, and in fact individual stages as well. And today they are doing their fans proud well on their way to their second stage win of the 2022 chapter of the Africa Pacific.
what we're seeing here is actually a team that has been very much in sync throughout the entire week. It was hard to tell whether one was the stronger on the weaker, and the next day when you see something that might be a different scenario. So it seems like they're very much in sync, quite evenly in the match, and I think that's a key part of their success.
Absolutely, being synchronized as a team, and ultimately that team, well, I mean, the 9-year-old Congress Specialized team have been equally so. But if we look at the men's race as well, that egg-bound combination you heard in the interview there, we are lifelong friends, our best friends, and that is already a great base for which to start a month like Team VIVO. It's overshooting the turn. But yeah, and this is a combination where they were rivals for sure on the South African scene in cross country. They could always alternated the national championships. Really as well was involved as well. But eventually, and they rode with different partners over the years in the Absa Cape Epic. But now forming a very strong combination, Lil and Strauss, and this is another building block on their way towards perhaps future glory in the Absa Cape Epic. It'll be second place for them this year.
Yeah, definitely. This will be a massive boost for them to this ride today, but also this entire week. And I'm sure we haven't seen the last of these two riders at this race. I'm pretty sure they will continue riding on as a team, because we can see it's quite obvious how they truly click, and it works for them riding together. And they have by now already a few races of experience, and I'm sure that they will want to build on that.
Here come the Masters, the NTT Masters leaders, two legends of the sport in this event. Carl Platt will high five from a spectator as they roll down onto the last couple of 100 meters. Carl Platt and Christoph Sauser, the Songo legends, are going to win the NTT Masters with quite a comfortable margin of Team Restonic. People will recognize them. These two have been the fiercest of rivals in the men's race over many years. Team Bulls and Team Specialized. But Christoph Sauers on the left, Carl Platt on the right. Legends of the sport, and they are the legends of the Masters. And some of them are epic legends. Win the stage, and with it they win the Masters category as well.
A great story with these two riding together, and Platt having won the Cape Epic in 2004, 7, 9, 2010 and 2016, Sauser winning in 2006, 2011, 2012, 2020 and 2050. Great day out and great week out for these two, sharing stories along the way and really enjoying just their time together, and a bit of a switch from being fierce rivals and fiercest rivalry we've seen so far in the race. And of course now friends.
Just running behind them, Amri Fishnik of Scott Stram. The week hasn't gone well. His partner Yuri Granioli not being able to finish. 111 riders started this morning solo. That was their partner that dropped out. And 364 complete teams making their way towards the finish. That will be some one of them finished. This is one of them. Cannondale and Mariska Strauss. No doubt the legs have heard the announcers at the finish. They can sense they are on the verge of putting the finishing touches to this wonderful final stage, the grand finale here. 68k, 2,000 meters. Work still certainly to be done on this stage, and they've done it very impressively. Great on their double touring time to get away from the 91 Songo Specialized, and they've maintained that gap into Valdivia.
Oh, looking forward to hearing you down the line exactly what transpired during the race, and with 91 Congress Specialized, I think also around about 2.5 minutes to the Faces Gorilla team, and it looks like the NCMT races from the time that they were passing through that time check, it was pretty clear that the pace was fierce up that climb, up the double on touring climb. It was a 3.5 kilometer and 10% average climb at the decisive point in the race. It's all looking like it's going in the favor of Faces Road. Mariska Strauss and Candice Lill, a dream come true for them to win the grand finale into the Valdivia estate. And just taking it conservatively on that switchback, just the legs must be absolutely burning right now. They will be on really wanting to put maximum I'm not sure if they'd be looking at the overall GC, and necessarily that wouldn't be their goal. They'll be looking to win the stage. They know that over a 16-minute deficit going into the stage would be almost insurmountable unless there was an absolute disaster for the 91 Songo Specialized team. But like we always say, never give up, always keep pushing. You never know. They are very close to hearing the announcers say their names as they cross the line. Just about on the final section, the final entry point into the estate, and I'll be entering the finish chute very soon.
Polo ponies being cooled down. That's the sort of day it is. It's very hot, 27 degrees here at Val de Vie. It has been hotter this week, as one recalls those opening days at Lawrenceford. Temperatures nudging into the low 40s and exacting a heavy toll on riders. But those strongest have survived and thrived in this pair. Mariska Strauss and Candice Mill.
What we this team have had. I feel like this team is just going stronger and stronger every single year. Our predictions are we need to look to the team in the future in this race. We see how they approach it and just keep getting stronger and stronger. And now it's now time before they're still contenders.
When stage 3 in Grayton, one of the Black Loops in Grayton, and a fascinating battle with the 91 Songo Specialized after the Paracline Holdings team, who have been some of the unsung heroes and heroines in this week for the women's race. The Honey Queen and Marie Ravi have thrust themselves into contention on various days, finishing third on two of the stages. This pair winning stage 3, and now rolling onto the last little ramp up onto the bank on the polo field here at Val de Vie. Strauss and Lil, the ride to glory on this final day for the from Faces Road, the South African jersey, where it leads.
Well, they won't know exactly what that time gap is, so they'll just have a look around just to make sure that gap is secure. They'll be looking for that stage when they know that maybe the GC isn't necessarily something that they would be able to chase with that deficit going into the stage. But the smiles will no doubt start, and that celebration will begin likely before the line. And you know, these enthusiastic pairing. It is a dream come true for the all South African pairing.
Anna Stone's been following the women's race on the Bulls Media e-bike. She will pull off now as Candice Mill and Mariska Strauss. She was still looking over her shoulder there, Candice, not sure. Now the smiles, now the waves for the South African team. Mariska Strauss on the left-hand side, Candice Mill on the right as they roll towards the finish of the Grand Finale here. They'll be second overall, but they'll become only the second South African team to win the Grand Finale. The first since 2007. Mariska Strauss and Candice Mill, high fives all around, capping a very, very good week for the Faces Roller team as they take the win on the final stage here of the Grand Finale at Val de Vie. Strauss and Mill entering the Faces Rollers team. They will finish second overall, stage winners for the second time this week.
And what we know that pressure was on. We know that this was the year where everybody was looking to them and thinking, okay, so this is really this is the chance, this is the year that we can win the race. And I have a feeling that they're going to come back stronger next year, and there will be just a matter of time for the season in the orange jersey. Yes.
Absolutely, the champagne shower and a well-deserved from their state victory today for Mariska Strauss and Candice Mill, stage winners on the Grand Finale. I'll await the overall leaders in the Chivita Orange leaders jerseys very shortly. Escape from them, we believe, on the, she's got a bit of those bubbles in her eyes as Mariska.
And that's the downside of the champagne shower, of course, is the stinging eyes. But they'll put up with it.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. You drink it, you've had many champagne showers on the finish line.
Yeah, it's nice, but it does sting in your eyes, I can tell you that. But it kind of, it doesn't really matter at that point. You're just so happy with you got the whole the whole race and the win.
And we've seen it sting some grazers as well, famously on the arm of, I think, Yaroslav Kulhavi coming into the finish one year. It does sting on exposed skin.
Indeed, that was in Lawrence, but in fact, we cut a corner just a little bit too close going into the grand finale and having a bit of an off. But it's all this really belongs to this remarkable pairing of 91 Songo Specialized Haley Batten and Sophia Biafana. She's riding just incredibly well. Sophia Biafana, the Argentinian, and coming in as really little question marks as to whether or not she would be able to match Haley Batten. But the two have ridden with maturity and poise and imperious in that orange jersey. They have commanded the race. And a fantastic job by this pairing.
Yeah, indeed. I think all questions are gone now. Sophia has really proved to be a strong rider in this race. Otherwise, she would be in the orange jersey. It's quite easy. It's been a remarkable race for this team. We saw how they came into the race as not someone ready together in a sequence before, and they just have been riding as a unit. Absolutely brilliant riding by the team, and that is why we see them in the orange jerseys right now, and the final winners in this race.
Haley Batten on the front row, and Sophia Gomez from Argentina behind her, next to her now. And rolls on the left bank and head towards victory. Well, the 91 Songo Specialized team have been the dominant team in the women's race for the last 8 years. They didn't win back in 2017, but other than that, Annika with 5 wins, Yuki with 3, Kate Courtney alongside Annika, and yet another 5 dragons, Martha, Sheila Fry, and Laura Stigger. And in 2022, a vintage year once again for the 91 Songo Specialized team. On the left-hand side, Haley Batten and Sophia Gomez-Villafan, the winners of the 2022 Absa Cape Epic. The 91 Songo Specialized, 3-stage win, second on the grand finale, and most importantly, the orange jerseys for 2022 to 91 Songo Specialized, Haley Batten and Sophia Gomez-Villafan.
What a victory from these two. They really showed themselves to be mature well beyond their years. And also that 16-minute deficit that they have allowed them a chance to really make the most of that finish line salute and that celebration. And they're both equally proud of each other and themselves, and so they should be. I think for George Champagne, once in a lifetime. Yeah, they're quite keen to have a drink after all of that. And not quite the refueling strategy that we've seen in the past couple of days. And we'll be celebrating and keep their eyewear on so that Champagne Char doesn't quite sting us.
And we come the course for victory. There are celebrations made in the Champagne for Sophia. And ladies, and one over there, one would have a drink. And we have great spirit and a sense of enjoyment to the event this year. Both making their debuts here, and that's another hallmark of this team. Last year, 2 first-timers, Brian Stigger. The year before, one up on a dragon in her first time winning the event. Kate Courtney the year before that. And Annika, you won it in your first year. And there the teammates go and celebrate.
And significantly, the blue jersey of Christoph Sauber very much part of the straight team and getting his sage advice. Fantastic. It'll be a great team picture for them. Yet another one. The 17th picture. And a little girl on the walls, no doubt.
Definitely a huge day for the team, a huge day for the entire Specialized race team. And took so much emphasis and focus on this race and being able to put it off. It's not easy because all pressure is on you. Everybody's looking to you all the time, and you have the best setup in the world. And having to register that and feel that it's not always easy, but these two women, they handle it perfectly.
For Chris Blevins, it is first up the Cape Epic journey. Found himself on the podium. There's Christoph Sauber as well. And Matt Beers in the South African Champions jersey. Winner last year with Jordan Saru. They're not able to repeat that, but finishing on the podium again. This kind of story. The Specialized team, Tristan Northfield, Cameron Mason, the support team for the Toyota 91 Songo Specialized team as well in that picture there. Well, in that contrast from Speed Company good force in the Absa for around 15 years. Well, celebrations. Third place team on the trail, but making their way towards the finish were BNC and TD Racing's Pauline Cannondale and Robin de Groot. But let's go down and hear from today's stage winners in the CM.com women's race.
Can you please welcome 91 Solo Specialized?
Tell us a bit about that support. And where did you guys make that break?
On that last time at about 50 to 55 Ks, we could tell Sophia was struggling a bit. So we just put the pressure on even though we were also struggling, and we managed to hold it to the line.
Amazing job, well done. Thanks, it was great to see.
Mariska Strass and Cannondale stage winners here on the grand finale day at Val de Vie, doing the ball dance on the finish line. And here come the third place team today, and on general classification, Pauline Cannondale and Robin de Groot. And you know, if one were to look at it, a likely combination in as much as Pauline is she's a multiple champion at all sorts of different disciplines. However, she is at the middle of a very successful career. Robin has raced on the road. She's raced a marathon championship. She's a multiple South African champion. She's a bronze medalist at the World Championship. They've teamed up, and here they are. They've won 3 stages and third on the stage, and will finish third overall.
So I think that's exactly a key point in this team, is that they come into this with they're goals, and they somehow that energy, just the colors of symbiosis, because we have different approaches and goals, and Robin is too much more like, okay, I wanna do this well because this will be my last, and Pauline is more thinking, okay, I need kind of platform and springboard to kind of move my career a little bit further ahead. I think we had some struggles towards the end of last season, and kind of using this as a building base towards the rest of the season. And I think I'm quite sure, I think that Pauline will have a very strong season. It seems like in between, she hasn't gone entirely to her limits, and that will maybe make for her a little bit of an easier recovery after this race. And if she manages all of that right, we can see her flying already, actually maybe from the very first World Cup in just a couple of weeks.
Absolutely. Well, that's also the building blocks for a future here at the Absa Cape for Pauline Ferrand-Prévot to return. She's had a taste of the epic, as Robin told her after that stage 1 where she really did suffer. She wasn't alone in suffering that day, mind you, but she after the prologue brought down to earth pretty sharply with that brutal first day.
Well, certainly a multi-dimensional taste of the Absa Cape Epic. They've tasted sort of the sweet part, and they've tasted the bitter part. Bitter being stage 1, when Pauline Ferrand-Prévot had to actually stop, losing several minutes on that day, but coming back the following day, having a stage and winning a further stage after that. And just getting all the experience needed to launch a campaign in future years on the overall general classification.
But no doubt about it, these two women here, they are racers, and saw that any time they had a good day and they could go for a race, they grabbed that chance and really just went for it. And it was wonderful to see.
Let's hear from the race winners at the 2022 Absa Cape Epic.
Sophia, Haley, you just won the Absa Cape Epic.
Unreal. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I mean, after 8 days of racing, you have to really, everything has to go right, and we're lucky we only had a couple mishaps, and we were able to be strong even on our weakest days and just fight through. And even today, after 7 days of racing, like, it's tough out there, but it's who wants it most. And I'm so proud of our effort together, and we have such a strong fight. It's really only because of the team behind us that we were able to recover and really fight every single day. And it's hard work out there. It's no joke of a race, and it's pretty amazing that we can still come out on top and land on every single podium on each stage.
And you talked about the space as well for most of the day. Was this all one stage where it was kind of a case of jobs done, we can sort of sit up now?
I mean, this one wanted to win today. I don't know if I had the I thought we made it to the top once we started ascending this like pavement, and then all of a sudden it kicked off, and I had just kind of just checked out, and she kept me positive. We just kind of did my very slow pace up the climb, and so I found that it was still a really good fight. Yeah, and then we kept it smooth on the descent, and once we started to get into all the details, we just really started to enjoy it. And you know, that's the beauty of the stage race. We had built such a massive gap leading into this that it allowed us to be able to back it off on the last stage. And yeah, we're just super thrilled to come on top with the overall win and continue the Specialized legacy.
And describe the feeling of the support here on the finish line in Albany.
Oh my gosh, there's nothing like it. You know, I've been in a lot of World Cups and a lot of races internationally, and there's something special about this race. And I think it's because there's so many amateurs and racers out here, and they know how challenging this event is, and we're all celebrating just what an accomplishment it is to come across that finish line after 8 days of really hard racing.
We're going to enjoy the rest of the celebration.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
Well, whilst Sophia and Haley were talking there, it was a wonderful view of the third place team, BNC and TP, Pauline Tarantino and Robin Hood running across the line. A hugely emotional time for Robin as she finishes her final Absa Cake Epic. Her smile was as broad as the polo field, and she has a great company in one of the greats of the sport in Pauline Tarantino. But Robin bringing the curtain down on a wonderful Absa Cake Epic time. She didn't win the overall at any stage. She has won this final stage in her time, but today third on the day and third overall for Robin Hood. Lovely moment. So the Absa Cape Epic is an emotional sea today here at Val de Vie as riders roll into the finish here to enjoy the moment, enjoy the celebration of finishing this 8-day journey. For some, it is a dream achieved and accomplishment that they thought they might never do. And for others, it's just part of what they do. It is the Absa Cape Epic. It's part of their DNA. Like 3 of our last lines, Mike Nixon, John Gale and Hunter Stein, who are still riding towards the finish here. The 18th, their 18th Absa Cape Epic. Sadly, Craig Beach, another last line to start this event, had to abandon after stage 2, very sadly. So his hopes of doing all of them are gone. The general classification of the men's field, it was won this year by Gail Berger and Lucas Palmer, Speed Company Racing. The Germans there won stage number 2. They then brought that firepower all the way through the week, attacking every opportunity. They came into the final day 2 minutes and 45 seconds behind Canyon Northwave on the general classification, and they used every opportunity today to attack the German Czech combination, and it paid off handsomely. They win by 3 minutes and 2 seconds. Matt Beers, the defending champion, the South African mountain champion, and Chris Blevins, the short track world champion, teaming up with her, the 91 Specialized. They won the prologue and they won one more stage during the week, but they weren't able to overtake Seewald and Stosek or Egger and Baum, finishing on the podium in 3rd place today, and they have done themselves proud today. A combination that, well, in the future could be a serious threat to the general classification. Becking and Diaz, half an hour down in 4th place. Uber and Schneller, the former champion Uber, in 5th place, 42 minutes down. Cameron Orr in his first Absa Cape Epic, joining at a later place to join Daniel Gesmeyer, a former stage winner here at the Ferrari factory. They're having a great day today. David Ravensteiner and his partner winning a stage yesterday. Batten and Gravis Villastan winning the general classification. The CM.com women's race here at the Absa Cape Epic ahead of Candace Law and Mariska Strauss of South Africa, who won the final stage compared to their earlier stage win during the week. Pauline Tarantino going longer for a 3rd overall for BNC into the 3-stage wins during the week for this combination. One perhaps at the start of Absa Cape Epic career, Pauline Tarantino, and the other on the third at the end, finishing off by finishing 3rd this year. She'll be delighted with that performance and with the 3-stage wins here in the Western Cape. Well, it's all coming to an end here at the Valdevie, the 2022 Absa Cape Epic. But remember, you can be part of the 19th edition of this incredible journey. The race that measures all, it's the race that all amateurs aspire to ride and all professionals dream of all winning. And you can enter right here on the Absa Cape Epic website. Go to it tomorrow on Monday. That is for 3 o'clock Central African time, and get ready to put your names down and take part in this incredible journey. And it's been a great week of racing around the Western Cape. The team not only here in the country, Hospital Garden and Annika, thanks very much once again for being part of this journey. It's been one journey. It's been wonderful to share your knowledge and insight. And the entire team out there as well, the cameras, the helicopter flyers, the motorbike riders, everyone out there brought you a great production. Join us next year. Cheers. Well, the Absa Cape Epic here at Valdevie, the grand finale, is building up. Of course, just a very small portion of the teams into the finish at this stage. The majority of riders still making their way from Stellenbosch to Paarl and Valdevie here. For the races, yes, it's a serious day of racing, but for the vast majority of the field here, it's about let's just on the safety side. They have to finish this day today.
Well, it's a relatively shorter day today at the Absa Cape Epic. We saw the fierce pace set by all of the professionals, both in the men and the women's category. And it's certainly a hero as well. We saw the crowds lining the route, and to be a hero as well for all the relatives and family and friends of the riders who've been campaigning all week, the amateurs from the front to the very back. And all the sacrifices, all of what it's taken just to get to the start line will culminate in this round with the heroes welcome at Valdevie in the grand finale. And there'll be some tears shed, no doubt, as really it all comes to a head of just the final sense of achievement, having crossed the line and having covered the entire 8 days and made it through many mishaps for pretty much any team that manages to complete this race. There's a day of stories and a week of stories, and no doubt those stories will be retold over the next few years, and certainly a moment of a lifetime for almost anyone who crosses this line today.
Okay, we did hear Eddie Batten speaking about what it means. I mean, both she and Sophia, it's a major moment for them in winning this race. They would have heard from yourself and from other specialized team members what this event was all about, but they don't have a real, true understanding of what the race is until they actually finish, get to it and finish it. And we'll chat about it in a moment as we look at Scott Strand celebrating their week here. It's not been the best of weeks for them, but they've celebrating nevertheless. Scott Stram on the finish line. They've had better weeks at the Absa Cape Epic, but the journey continues for them, and I'm sure they'll be back rejuvenated and keen to make it count. And behind them, the Xaro category winners are just roiling in now. A moment for Salala and Ndebele, the overall winners of the Xaro category. They've done a great job here. Falalisani, Ndebele and Toto Selala, the Xara Academy 1 team. We were talking about the emotions surrounding the finish here, and Haley Batten saying this is no joke, this race here.
No, definitely not. I know that she's been aware of this race for quite a while, and even at one point I was considering asking her if she wanted to do the race with me. It was kind of still early on in her career, and the time was specialized, so that never happened. But ever since then, she's been, she know about this race and had it for a while on her mind. So she's been really looking forward to it. Finally thinking, okay, this is my year. This is the time that I can do it, and found a partner in Sophia. They've been racing brilliantly together here. So the journey before you actually here in the race and finishing the race is quite long. A long build up to the race. First you need to know about the race, and then you need to start the preparations because you need a good fitness and a good base for this race. It's no joke. You need to come here prepared, and for a lot of riders having focus, the lead of the top riders having a focus more in cross country World Cup. You can do this race as part of your winter preparations, but you need to arrive here already with a good shape and a good base. And if you do everything right, and also the recovery afterwards, if you do that right, you can actually gain a lot from this race, also on the physiological side.
Xara celebrating Khalil Sani Ndebele and Dr. Selala of the Xara Academy 1 team, finishing 34th overall. A really great achievement by this pair. The Xara category getting stronger and stronger over the years, and deeper and deeper. And of course, once the riders turn 26, they can turn 27, they can no longer ride the Xara category, so they move on to the men's general classification positions. And an example for these two are the Fairtree Imperial Cannondale pair, Lorenzo Leroux and Loyanda Tobangunia, who continued on after they won this category last year. They finished in 27th this year. The City Change Your Life pair in second place here. Clantan Tembu and Luruyu Siyasi were in second place in the Xara category.
A great program for the riders, and really a proud moment for them as they cross the line. And for any of the riders, in fact, to cross the line here, an opportunity of a lifetime to ride the Absa Cape Epic. And we go down.
A great achievement for them, and plenty of opportunity for them to ride on in the future. The Buckle Academy awaits them in Europe, and great prizes for them. Let's now go to the finish line and hear from the third place team.